Of forcing vastly different peoples into one political structure through the 1914 British amalgamation. Distinct ethnic nations, religion, traditions, ideologies, and systems of governance were merged without consent and without a shared national vision. The North's feudal and religious conservatism can never blend with the South's entrepreneurial drive, and the East Republican individualism attempts to hold the Union together continue to be at the cost of innocent blood. Why does Biafra matter?
Biafra means self-determination.
Biafra represents dignity, survival, and the rights of a people to life and choose their future.
Biafra
symbolizes resistance, innovation, enterprise, and hope. The vision is of a nation with secure borders, focused development, protection of its citizens, and economic engagement with the world, a future free from oppression, fear, and perpetual conflict. The solution is not endless political conferences, military force, or federal quota system, but a peaceful separation based on shared values and voluntary association. History shows that artificial unions often fracture violently, while honest separation can allow wounded nations to recover.
Biafra is not dead, Biafra lives.
It lives because the desire for freedom cannot be extinguished. Nigeria's ongoing crisis, corruption, insecurity, poverty, and division are proof that one structure cannot hold people with dangerous diversities together. For the million already lost, for the children yet unborn.
Biafra,
Biafra independence is non-negotiable. Let Africa remember that true unity cannot be sustained by force. The world must listen before more lives are lost.
Biafra,
Biafra lives, freedom calls. God bless Biafra. God bless the land of the rising sun. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile, led by Prime Minister His Excellency Nkere, for standing tall in the pursuit of Biafra independence.
Biafra, Biafra.
In the rising sun of a new dawn, a nation stood tall on her own ground. May 30, 1967, the flag was raised. Land of the rising sun, freedom proclaimed. All over Biafra land, the people sang and danced, tired of broken promises and iron chains. In July 6, 1967, Nigeria waged a genocidal war against the young republic. The drums of war began to sound. Nigeria turned against us on our own sacred ground. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they tried to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Hey. Blockade and hunger became their sword. Kwashaka scars on bodies of the young and children. Women buried babies in shallow graves, while the world watched and looked the other way. From Ulias Street to the starving fields, 1 million souls crossed into eternity. They called it war, we call it genocide. Our peoples will refuse to die. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they try to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Whoa. No victors, only survivors left to tell of the pain, the courage, and the tears that fell. Nigeria may hide one flag, but 2 wounds remain. Only Biafra independence can heal these wounds in the heart of a nation still carrying the pain. We do not forget, we will not be silent for the unborn children and the dead who cry loudest. May 30, 1967, echoes in the wind, never to be erased. Biafra lives in memory and in flame. One day the truth will speak your name. We say it loud and clear. Never again, never again, never again. Biafra independence is not negotiable. Independence is not negotiable. Biafra leaves. Today Nigeria is in confusion. Jihadist terrorist killings everywhere in Nigeria. Biafra leaves. Retreat and surrender is dead for us. Therefore, no retreat, no surrender. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile, under the leadership of Prime Minister His Excellency Nkere, for standing tall for Biafra independence and freedom. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. In the heart of Africa, a nation bleeds, not from a single wound, but from 1,000 cuts, inflicted by a false union, never meant to endure. This is the story of Nigeria. A giant built on false foundations, now straining beneath the weight of its own contradictions. And at the center of that storm stands the unbroken spirit of Biafra, crying out for freedom from a nightmare that has consumed millions. It began with the rivers of blood in 1966. Thousands of Biafran men, women and children, professionals, traders, students and families who had built lives across the Federation became targets in the northern city, fueled by ethnic hatred and religious hostility. Mobs descended upon innocent civilians. They were slaughtered in their homes, in crowded markets, and aboard trains carrying desperate families back to the east. Streets were littered with bodies, rivers choked with corpses. Survivors returned to the east carrying trauma, grief, and the painful realization that they were no longer wanted in the Nigerian Union.
Biafra, Biafra,
Voice of truth and freedom.
Biafra, Biafra.
The rising sun will rise again. Then came May 30th, 1967. A desperate act of survival. What followed were 30 months of unimaginable devastation. The Nigerian military, armed and backed by foreign powers, including Britain, Russia and Egypt, surrounded the young republic. A total blockade was imposed. No food, no medicine, no escape. Starvation became a weapon of war. 5 million, mostly civilians, many of them children, perished during what was not just a conflict but genocide against Biafra. Bombs fell on markets.
Are we coming out? All right, okay. So we are live and direct on Voice of Biafra television. We start the event of the day with our national anthem.
Victory.
Oh God, protect us from the hidden pitfalls. Guide all our movements, lest we go astray. Give us the strength to heed the humanist call, to give and not to count the cost each day. Let those who rule to serve with resoluteness, to make this climb a land of righteousness.
All hail Biafra, land of the rising sun. We love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. We have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from fury, unleashed by your enlightenment. Biafra, Biafra, shining forever.
At this point, we observe a minute of silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra, the reason why we celebrate the day, and the men and women that stood the test of time for Biafra land to be defended.
Hello.
memory of our heroes lives forever. They fought for Biafra, they died for Biafra, they declared Biafra because the same hegemonic tendencies that faces everyone today was taking place. Why they fought for Biafra? So that we wouldn't watch and see the heads of our babies, women, and children slice off their head. We remember our heroes, and on this very memorial, proud to finish the race which they started. God help us as we do this. He say, he say, he say, he say, he say, right. Thank you so much to everyone. And at this point, I take the next item on the program. Official welcome to events by the CEO. We can't hear you, sir. See, we can't hear you. Okay, try it now. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Can you hear
Yes,
me now?
we can hear you.
All right. Good evening, everyone, and good afternoon from my end. I've been called upon to give a welcome to everyone who is here today. And in that note, I would like to welcome our Prime Minister, Nkere, all the cabinet members here, our senior citizens, and all the Biafrans at large who want to take this opportunity to welcome all those who are watching on different Biafran platforms, on VOB, and other streaming platforms of Today is a very special day for Biafran people, not because heroes passed, but because it's a day we'll remember men and women who died for a nation. Their death wasn't just as a memory. Their death was for a nation, for Biafra. And today we'll remember them. So today, I welcome each and every one of us here. And as I welcome you to this event, I want that as we partake in today's event, we take time to reflect on the reasons why our heroes fell and the reason why we have to remember them today. It is also very important to note that it is not just about burning candles. Most important of it all is ensuring that the reason why they died, that we bring it to fulfillment. So as you sit today and join us in this event, take time to reflect on how you are helping to make sure that we fulfill the dreams of our fallen heroes. Take time to reflect on where you can improve to make sure that this price that they paid, that it is not in vain. So once again, I welcome everyone to this very event, to our defense forces who are protecting and defending our land. May those who have gone before us those we remember today. May they be with you as you protect the land that they died for. May they be your guide. May they shield you when the enemies arises against you. So with this, I say welcome to today's event, and please don't forget, for us to achieve everything that we seek, it requires a community. And that community is you and I. Those who are here, those who are watching. It requires each and every one of us to achieve this goal. Thank you so much, Mazi Sani. And thank you all Biafrans who are here present and those who are watching. You're welcome.
Thank you, Honorable COS, for that warm welcome speech. I appreciate your effort. And we rush down to the next item on the program, and that is a prayer for the heroes and heroines of Biafra by Senior Minister Comfort. Unmute yourself, man.
Opportunity given to me to pray and recognize our heroes and heroines. Before I do that, I want to recognize His Excellency Mazi Nkere, our Prime Minister, all the Brgie members represented here, the homeland elders from the facto government, our Biafra Defense Forces, and all of us represented from different sections in Britain. Today we are celebrating a very, very important, memorable, touchy occasion. I humbly surrender and commit this memorable day to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, to preside on this memorable day, which is the 30th of May, that is observed every year in solidarity of our heroes and heroines. Lord, in you do we trust. Elohim, on this special day, we remember your sons and daughters and children that perished so that we may live. Those who sacrificed their lives to protect their children, families, loved ones, and our nation, Biafra. You will not allow this generation that they fought for to be put to shame, Lord. You will not allow our enemies to triumph over us. For no one that hopes in you or trusts in you will ever come out in shame in any war. But shame shall be unto our enemies, and shall also be unto those that trouble your children. Show us your way, Lord, as we are nothing without you. Have mercy upon us, Lord, and may love and grace abide within us. Let there be love shared amongst us. Let there be peace. Do not remember the sins of our youth. For Psalm 51 says, if thou shalt remember our iniquities, they are so many and grievous. Or the sins of our ancestors, for they are many also. If thou should mark iniquities, who can stand? Nobody. Give us Biafra, Lord, in our own time. Let not our sins have hold over us, for we have no other God nor creator that we can turn to apart from thee. For the sake of your name, Elohim, forgive us our iniquities and grant us Biafra in our own time, that your name may be exalted, praised above every other name. O Lord, today being the 30th of May 2026, all across Biafra land, we remember our brothers and sisters, O Lord, who died during Biafra War. More than 5 million of our people who were killed, our children who were starved to death, our mothers and our sisters who were raped, beaten, and the people killed in the act of genocide, Lord. We ask you in your own infinite mercies to receive their souls in your paradise and grant them eternal peace with thee, Lord. God bless us all here, Father, that are fighting for liberation of Biafra and our people. God bless the land of Biafra, Elohim. Lord, bless Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, Ahamadike, and Mazi Simon Ekpa, Abatobie, favor and victory in all their court cases, for they have not committed any sin known to man. They want freedom for their people. Father, Lord, finally, I bring His Highness, Mazi Nkere, before you, before that throne of mercy. Grant him fortitude and wisdom to lead us, Father, to victory. Without you, Lord, we cannot achieve Biafra. And everyone that is represented here today, Father, may thou enrich their pockets. Enrich their pockets. Father, may they not be tight-fisted. May you grant them favor so that they will come to contribute in fundraising, Father, so that Biafra can be achieved. There's no other way. Everybody's looking at us. Daddy, we are not the people going to achieve Biafra. It's you. Finance is you. Lord, grant us that finance. I don't know how you're going to do it, but that is why that particular fund to be able to fund our lawyers, lobbies, this and other ones. I pray in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. for taking that piece. Thank you so much. We appreciate your services to the Biafran people. Right, we take some jingles and memorial videos before we go to the next item on our program. So stay tight and enjoy the event.
In the rising sun, of a new dawn. A nation stood tall on her own ground. May 30, 1967, the flag was raised. Land of the rising sun, freedom proclaimed. All over Biafra land, the people sang and danced, tired of broken promises and iron chains. In July 6, 1967, Nigeria waged a genocidal war against the young republic. The drums of war began to sound. Nigeria turned against us on our own sacred ground. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they tried to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Hey. Blockade and hunger became their sword. Kwashiorkor scars on bodies of the young and children. Women buried babies in shallow graves, while the world watched and looked the other way. From Ulier Street to the starving fields, 1 million souls crossed into eternity. They call it war, we call it genocide. Our peoples will refuse to die. May 30, 1967, we still remember the day hope was born and hell descended. Rivers ran red, children cried for food in the shadow of famine and flying bombs. Biafra, Biafra, your name we call. Though they try to bury you behind the wall, your spirit lives in every soul that knows the price of freedom and the blood that flows. Whoa. No victors, only survivors left to tell of the pain, the courage, and the tears that fell. Nigeria may hide one flag, but 2 wounds remain. Only Biafra independence can heal these wounds in the heart of a nation still carrying the pain. We do not forget, we will not be silent for the unborn children and the dead who cry loudest. May 30, 1967, echoes in the wind, never to be erased. Biafra lives in memory and in flame. One day the truth will speak your name. We say it loud and clear, never again, never again, never again. Biafra independence is not negotiable. Independence is not negotiable. Biafra leaves. Today Nigeria is in confusion. Jihadist terrorist killings everywhere in Nigeria. Biafra leaves. Retreat and surrender is dead for us. Therefore, no retreat, no surrender. God bless Biafra Republic, government in exile, under the leadership of Prime Minister His Excellency Nkere, for standing tall for Biafra independence and freedom. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra. God bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun. God bless Biafra. bless Biafra, the land of the rising sun.
Thank you so much. At this point, we go to the next item on the program, that is memorial videos of our heroes past.
Massacre of Igbos in the north. We could. In that report, it was stated that the first kill was 50,000. Then, later in the same year, the universal massacre that took place across the whole of Nigeria, including the north and parts of the west. We're talking in terms of 700,000 killed. So if it's figures we're looking into, certainly they were very heavy. But when we're talking of genocide, it's intent that really matters. What was the aim of that? And it was very simple, and the language might make people shudder or remember. It was to impose the final solution to the Igbo problem in Nigeria. That is, when there are no more Igbos in Nigeria, then there will be no problem. I think if one thinks back, sometime you will know who used that term, referring to who. There was no distinction. The mere fact that you were an Easterner in those days labeled you fit only for one thing, death, and death at the hands of the Nigerian authorities. The Igbos and their associates were killed in practically every village in northern Nigeria. They were killed in many places in western Nigeria. They were in Lagos, even on Nkere Bridge, the very center of Lagos. People were looked at and thought, oh, this looked an Igbo, and killed. The very first family officer killed in Lagos, actually, during that time was from Calabar, was killed on the bridge, and so on. Igbos were being hunted out and killed. The Igbos that remained in Lagos after the war began were herded together and detained without any trial or anything, no question of any legal rights. Till today, property of Igbos are still sequestered in various areas of Nigeria, and they have not been released, not all of them, to the Igbos, the original owners. Oh no, we're quite certain. In fact, the only reason it is not called or not accepted as genocidal is because of the Cold War. At that time, anything ethnic-based was almost like an insult to humanity. And ethnicity became a term of abuse in politics. That's all. If it were today, certainly, what happened in Nigeria is much, much worse than what you have seen of Rwanda, not to talk about Eastern Europe. The war was not Ojukwu's war. I happened on the Igbo situation at the time of the conflict. I did my duty to the best of my ability, and I am glad that Nigerians generally recognize this fact. One man could not have held the entire Nigeria and her allies for 3 years. The Igbo people felt threatened.
message of truth and freedom, for it is only the truth that can set us free from the bondages of war and propaganda, which we confuse as history. My name is Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi. I am 80 years old. It is time to be bold. I am too old to lie. I am not afraid to die. It is time to tell you why we had to try. I am the last of the original crew plotters of January 15, 1966, with Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu. I knew Nzogu well. We went to school together. We trained together. We trained at Sandhurst Military Academy, UK. We lived together. Nzogu was our first head of military intelligence and uncovered terrible plans to wreak havoc across the country. We organized a group of progressive military officers to carry out a coup on 15 January 1966 to stop a jihad and bring sanity to Nigeria, steeped in nepotism, corruption, and mass murders. The government of Tafawa Balewa, controlled by the Premier of Northern Nigeria, Ahmadu Bello, were using us in the army to repress the Middle Belt and Western Nigeria. Houses and cars were burnt, thousands were killed. There were 9 of us that planned the January 15th revolution. Majors Nzogu, Anuforo, Ifajuna, Ademoyega, Chukwuka, Okafo, Onwatuegu, and Obienu, and myself. However, 4 of us started it, Major Ifajuna and Major Ademoyega in the south, and Major Nzogu and myself in the north. We then united as a single revolution. I am the last of the 4 original revolutionaries. None published the complete truth. Only me, Colonel Emmanuel Nwobosi, is alive today to tell the final truth so that the lies will not triumph forever. They used us to repress the Middle Belt and the Yorubas. When we saw genocide, we began to disobey orders and swore to stop them. For instance, Major Chris Anoforo refused to release mass murderers caught with weapons and was court-martialed. He was replaced by Major Hassan Katsina, a northern Muslim willing to act. I was in Abeokuta, but refused to repress Yorubas. Instead, I opened our barracks as a safe place for them to run to. They told many lies about the January 15 boys to justify their genocide. But it is those of us that planned the revolution that they should have killed, not the 3 million innocent Biafrans that knew nothing. For years, I kept quiet, blaming myself and wondering whether at 27 I was too radical, that my actions led to the death of millions. Today, the same evil in 1966 is being unleashed. As I watch, my sense of guilt has vanished because we were not the evil. We were trying to stop the evil. That evil is radical Islamism. I have decided to speak out and warn the world of the impending disaster if we do not stop it. Each time radical Muslims plan a jihad in their religious mission to conquer the world, they will fail. But in the attempt, thousands and even millions will die. That happened to us in Biafra. At this point, Let me differentiate between peaceful, law-abiding Muslims and radical Muslims who want to kill others, to force their religion on them. The problem is that wherever peaceful Muslims are, there are some radical Muslims amongst them. That is why they began a jihad in 1966. That is why we had to stop it. That is why they killed millions of our people. That is why we declared Biafra. Because we are a peaceful people, and oil and water can never mix. My story is a warning to Nigerians. For years, I was prevented from speaking the truth by exile, prison, harassment, poverty, surveillance, and death threats held over many of the actors like Ojukwu, Zik, Awolowo, Ibiam, and the January 15 boys that survived. But as I watch today, many of the events that led to the revolution are happening again, like Boko Haram, Fulani militia, Niger Delta militants, Shiites, IPOB, and mass murders. Some people think we acted wrongly in carrying out the January 15th revolution, but they may not be fully aware of the realities then. We were trained by the British to be patriotic, to give the ultimate sacrifice for Nigeria, and to stop anyone acting against the nation. Instead of our leaders using us to defend Nigeria, they were using us to suppress the citizens. We decided to arrest them for their atrocities because no one was willing to act. Not Zik, the president, who was powerless, not Ironsi, the head of state of the army, who was a conservative. There were many reasons why we had to act. One, to stop the killings in Yoruba land and the Middle Belt by NPC, the ruling party. Two, to stop the invasion of Yoruba land on 17 January 1966. Three, to correct the massive rigging of the 1964 elections. Four, to free Awolowo from prison and make him the prime minister. Five, to stop the terrible corruption, nepotism, and regionalism of the NPC, the ruling party. Five, to stop Ahmadu Bello's planned jihad. It was good that we acted to save the Yoruba and the Middle Belt people, and we thought that was enough to stop the jihad. We could not foresee that they will massively attack innocent Igbos. Blame those who decided to massacre our people for their evil. Today, we are fighting Buhari. He is killing Shiite Muslims and IPOB members. With the benefit of hindsight, we can see other ways of dealing with such evil. But for us in 1966, we just wanted to save the people from massacre. I wish to congratulate Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB for the good work they are doing to free our people from Nigeria and radical Islamism. Many of our people do not understand how vast IPOB is as an organization and the quality of the people that run it. On arrival in Israel, I started meeting high-quality professionals, and I was amazed. I don't know how IPOB united power professionals abroad, power traders at home, and ordinary people from market women to even riff-raff, all under one IPOB family with worldwide radio and television. Every Igbo and Biafran should be proud of them. They are the strongest force we have today to achieve freedom for all Nigerians. No wonder they can take on the Nigerian government and win. However, it is money that makes things work. I shall donate 10% of all the profits of my new book to IPOB. It is my tithe to freedom. Tithing is God's tax to raise money for the government of the children of God. I urge you all to regularly do the same so we can have the resources to achieve our objectives. On this day of 15th January 2019, the anniversary of our revolution, I want to hand over to Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB the baton of the January 15 boys. To you, to complete the revolution we started. I am Ogene Obosi, a chief and elder of the Obosi people. I bring to you the blessings of the ancients. I fought for Biafra. I was wounded for Biafra. I shall die for Biafra. He said,
Yakasai and northern commentators keep having an about
engaged in Biafra's most successful offensive of the war. How the Biafran army succeeds, armed as it is with an odd-lot collection of weapons, is a puzzle. Some at the front carry communist-made AK-47s, like those used by the Viet Cong. Some only World War I bolt-action antiques. Others modern British semi-automatics. And their pride and heaviest weapon, a .30 caliber machine gun just captured from the Nigerians. Much, in fact, of what the Biafrans are now using against the Nigerians, they have taken from them. One military man up here told me, not totally as a joke, that Biafra now looks upon the Nigerian army as its quartermaster general. And if the Nigerian army runs on beer and bullets, the Biafran army lacks both, with ammunition constantly in critically short supply. These troops had advanced 6 miles in less than a week. Then, practically out of ammunition, were forced to stop on the road to Port Harcourt until more supplies trickled down to them. One of this army's other problems is staying large enough to continue the fight against Nigerians. When Biafra seceded in 1967, it had fewer than 1,000 men under arms, and those mostly officers and clerks. Now it has been built up to between 45 and 60,000. The exact number, a military secret. Volunteers made the original army build-up easy. Now conscription of virtually all able-bodied young men is underway. And in a former school compound, we found recruits drilling, marching in the mud to the improbable tune of Brgie. These new soldiers are also taught the rudiments of jungle warfare and ambush, to be used against an enemy which holds most of Biafra's major cities, several vital road links, but not too much of the countryside. The training is basic, but effective.
They're going to stab us right by the shoulder here, and we want to defend it. Now.
And here I met a young trooper, a very young trooper in the Biafran army. How old are you?
I'm 10 years.
10 years old.
Yes.
Do you know why Biafra is fighting?
The Biafra is fighting for survival, sir.
Is it going to win?
Yes, sir.
His spirit and that of this tattered army driven by fear of genocide, which may or may not lie ahead if they lose, plus what must be massive ineptitude on the part of the Nigerian army, is the most probable reason that this war of unequals now has gone into its third year.
Nigeria before the war had an army of just 6,000, and they were professionals, their officers trained by the British. They served with distinction as part of the UN force in the Congo. But then Biafra declared its secession, and all of the Igbo officers and men, some of the best, left to become the nucleus of Biafra's army. In just the past 2 years, Nigeria's army has exploded to 14 times its original size, to 85,000 men. Recruits who used to get 6 months of training now get a mere 6 weeks. They are volunteers, most of them illiterate, just out of the bush, with little sense of nationhood. Their leaders tell them that they are fighting for one Nigeria, but that does not, it cannot have the same urgency for them that mere survival has for the Biafran. A Nigerian soldier may volunteer because he needs a job, or because army life appeals to him as the good life. Besides his uniform and the prestige that goes with it, he gets a comfortable ration of beer and cigarettes. And the pay, at $40 a month, is not bad. His leaders are not aggressive. Most military observers credit what success the Nigerian army has had so far chiefly to their lopsided superiority in firepower furnished by the British and the Russians. It is said only half in jest. The Nigerian army has so much firepower that they use ammunition as a defoliant. Nigeria's planes, MiG-17s and Ilyushin bombers, were bought for cash from the Russians who want to get a political foothold here. Most of the planes are flown by Egyptians, who are characterized as wary of anti-aircraft fire, therefore less than enthusiastic about going after military targets. That, it is suggested, is one cause of the high civilian casualties in the air raids on Biafra. But the war has been bloody on both sides, and inept and unaggressive though they may be, the Nigerian army in 2 years of sporadic fighting has suffered heavily. They will not release official casualty figures, but an army doctor told me that 8,000 Nigerian soldiers have died, and perhaps another 25,000 have been wounded. The military has just 11 army doctors for its 85,000 men. A severe head or body wound in the field means almost certain death.
Story, and now they can't. If we want to teach the Biafra story in schools, I tell you, one of the reasons they stopped teaching history was that they couldn't tell our war story, and now they can't tell the Biafra story, and we cannot tell the story of the coups properly. Now, a country with so many secrets that it cannot divulge cannot write history. It is wrong to talk about ignoring the Biafra story. All the injustices and the oppression that led to Biafra are still very much present and with us. You can't escape Biafra, and in fact, the reason we do need to continuously exhume the ghost of Biafra is that the ethnic principles on the basis of which we had to go to war are all pervasive in the Nigerian society of today. And our leaders do not appear to know what to do about them. They start from the wrong premises. Some want to eliminate ethnic groups. It is not possible to eliminate ethnic groups. That old statement by Ahmadu Bello in reply to Zik. Zik said, let's forget our differences. Ahmadu Bello said, no, let's understand them. When you do understand them, you will discover that it is possible for those who are supposedly radically opposed to themselves today, it is possible for them to sit at the same table and discuss virtually every problem.
Biafra had a military-industrial complex. They had no money. They were fighting Nigeria at the time from 67 to 1970. They made their bombs. They made their propelled grenades. They had their tanks. They had, what's that again? Ogunige. Now, when the war ended, this was dismantled. I was a kid. I went to the Vice President of Nigeria, Vice Admiral. I said, why did you disband the military-industrial complex of Biafra? We could have been integrated into Nigeria, and by now we could have had the nuclear bomb. And he said to me, the reason was they felt Biafra would rise again. And so as a child, I went to Uli Airstrip, and I saw Uli Airstrip had every 10 meters they dug a hole because they did not want the planes to land in Uli. And I saw the governor the other day, and he said till today they cannot surface that road properly because of the damage caused by Nigerian forces because they felt Biafra would rise one day. We are the cause of our problem. Biafra had a military-industrial complex. They had no money. They were fighting Nigeria at the time from 67 to 1970. They made their bombs. They made their propelled grenades. They had their tanks. They had, what's that again? Ogunige. Now, when the war ended, this was dismantled. I was a kid. I went to the Vice President of Nigeria, Vice Admiral. I said, why did you disband the military-industrial complex of Biafra? We could have been integrated into Nigeria, and by now we could have had the nuclear bomb. And he said to me, the reason was they felt Biafra would rise again. And so as a child, I went to Uli Airstrip, and I saw Uli Airstrip had every 10 meters they dug a hole because they did not want the planes to land in Uli. And I saw the governor the other day, and he said till today they cannot surface that road properly because of the damage caused by Nigerian forces because they felt Biafra would rise one day. We are the cause of our problem.
These children are the lucky ones. For them, the future holds some hope. For those who stay behind, hope is something that grows dimmer every day. In a few more weeks, the local yams and cassavas will all have been eaten, and the next harvest will be 6 months away. The supplies brought in by the relief planes will no longer be a supplement to the native food. They will be all the food there is. When that day comes, it will bring starvation more widespread and terrible than anything that has gone before. Colonel Adumedu Ojukwu has been president of Biafra and commander-in-chief of its army since independence was declared. He, more than any other man, is aware of the famine threatening his people and grateful for any help that reaches them from outside.
Your Excellency, one of the greatest relief campaigns ever mounted by the Irish people has been mounted in the past few months on behalf of Biafra through Caritas. What effect have these airlifts had on the Biafran people?
I think it has been a tremendous work, and may I, if you permit me, take this opportunity to thank the Irish people, particularly as this is intended for them, for their generosity, for their deep understanding and humanity, for their practical help in a time of such great travail. It is gestures and help of this kind that builds lasting friendship. We are very grateful today, tomorrow, and forever our people will be grateful.
Irish missionaries were recently accused by members of the federal government of gun running and more recently of organising mercenaries. Would you like to comment on these charges?
Quite idiotic. Absolutely. I don't know whether in fact anybody takes such an accusation seriously. It is the fluster of a frustrated people, and one can understand their frustration after all the massive support they're getting and finding they cannot conduct their quick kill. It is an accusation just made because they are not advancing in the battlefield. No reverend father, no missionary serves in Biafra as a mercenary or organizing one, or indeed doing anything directly to aid our war effort all the Irish missionaries have done, and indeed the missionaries on this side have done, is their Christian duty of bringing hope, of bringing solicitude, of bringing relief to the afflicted people. That's all.
Since the War of Independence began, most of the Irish missionaries have in fact remained here in Biafra. How do you feel about this?
To me, it's natural. A missionary comes in. It's like a wedding, for better or for worse. Right now, it's worse. They stay with us. I never thought for one moment that they would leave, and I am happy that they have not left. Our entire people are happy.
The Irish government, however, have not recognised officially the state of Biafra. How do you interpret this?
Governments are usually slow in matters such as this. I interpret the reticence of the Irish government as arising from a lack of conviction that a recognition of Biafra at this stage is to her own interest. The people of Ireland have demonstrated their own feeling in this matter, but governments are always slow. I think that it's a good start that the people are understanding. This understanding by the people, I hope, soon will be transmitted to their accredited representatives and the government. We would very much, of course, like to see a more positive action, diplomatically and politically, from the Irish government.
Your Excellency, it's now over 18 months since this war began. Do you have any regrets now about the secession of Biafra?
Give me 1,000 opportunities again, I will do precisely what I have done. You have only to look at my people, go out to the streets and look at them and see exactly what they feel about the situation. I am today in a happy position of knowing that I have acted absolutely throughout according to the wishes of my people. No, I have no regrets.
There can be no doubt that the people of Biafra are behind their leader. Soldiers sing the name of Ojukwu as they march along. They may not be winning the war against Nigeria, but at least they're no longer losing it. The war against hunger, however, is going less well. Among the craftsmen of Biafra, only the coffin makers are prospering. Business has been brisk indeed over the past 6 months, and it will become brisker still as the local food supplies are exhausted and the impossibility of feeding a whole people by a nightly airlift becomes apparent.
Oh, impossible. After all, we are roughly 10 million in an area the size of Munster. And you couldn't possibly, as Caritas Internationalis have clearly said, we can't feed 10 million people. We can help you.
Well, this means certain famine.
Oh, this means starvation, utter and complete starvation. Even Oxfam, even representatives from England have said within the past week that they estimate that 2 million people would die at the end of 2 months. And that's not over-exaggerated. As a matter of fact, I insist again, and I've written it several times, you couldn't over-exaggerate the hunger problem. You couldn't.
Well, can you see no solution then to this at all?
The only solution is the one that we have proposed all the time, and that is a ceasefire. After all, there are ports at Port Harcourt, there are ports in Calabar. If shiploads could be brought in, then you could feed the people, but you will never feed them by a nightly airlift.
On the island of San Tome, the warehouses are busy from morning to night. The airlift pioneered by Caritas has attracted help from many quarters. The World Council of Churches now bears the cost of every second night, and the two organizations work in close cooperation using the same pilots and planes. Supplies come from many sources, with the Catholic Relief Services of America taking the place of honour. Ireland's Joint Biafra Famine Appeal, England's Oxfam, Germany's Miserior are other organisations that have contributed generously. The International Red Cross have mounted a similar airlift from the island of Fernando Po. Biafra's desperate struggle against starvation seems to have touched the hearts and consciences of the whole world.
I'm loud. Go Georgia, for all our heroes we make us proud. Go Georgia, Biafra blood, Biafra spirit strong. Go Georgia, their story they live now they make us holy. Go Georgia, dance with joy even if I they cry. Yeah. Go Georgia, honor our people we pay the price. Go Georgia, make that we no go ever forget. Go Georgia. Forever bright, forever we go praise. Go Georgia. Go Georgia. Go Georgia. Back for 1967, call come out Georgia. When trouble show face, hope still stands stout. Them stand ground well to protect their own. Past fire, hunger, rain and heavy stone. Oju coolly us with hearts way true. Mama them fight, papa them too. Picking them brave as them walk at the road. Every sacrifice where them sow, na good see them soldiers. Them buildings with hand and sense way bright. Obuni go shine like morning light. Pulia strip they touch the sky. Them say we no go die, we go still try. No, we no go let their name just fade away. Their strength now, our strength to this very day. Lift your voice, lift your leg, make the rhythm flow. For heroes of foes, for heroes of foes. May 30 we go stand and sing. I'm loud. For all our heroes we make us proud. Biafra blood, Biafra spirit strong. Their story they live now they make us so. Dance with joy even if I they cry. On our people we pay the price. May 30 we no go ever forget you. Forever bright, forever we go pray. But now no be vain. Their pain turn to our big game. Whole world look and learn the truth about human value and brave you. From east go west past every say. We they carry their legacy. Strong sense they run deep inside. Every step where we take, now pride where they guide. Women stand when hope almost go. Them you wound, them show love well. You them arise, keep fire, they burn. Freedom dream, now waiting we they land. May 30 we go stand and sing, I'm loud. For all our heroes we make us proud. bright, forever we go praise you. We remember the hunger, we remember the pain. We remember the victory, we come out from rain. No winner, no loser, but spirit no breaking. Promise of peace where them talk, we no go take on for faking. Justice and truth, we hold them high, oh, Joe. Under sun and under sky, Joe. This be our day, this be our song, Joe. Where we belong, Joe.
Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone that have made it to this very occasion, and we appreciate all your services and sacrifices. All right, we are going into the next item on our program, and that is the talk show. And we have some members of the team that have to talk to Biafrans on this very day. And I will start with Honorable Love. Honorable Love, the stage is yours, and the Biafran people long to hear from.
Thank you, my information minister, for the opportunity. I hope I'm coming out.
Very well.
Okay. Good afternoon, Biafrans. My greetings to all our leaders, the Brgie cabinet members, Homeland de facto government members, our defense team, and all Biafrans, our friends, and our well-wishers. Welcome to all of you to today's event. As we all listened to our eternal leader, he started it in the middle. And that's because when this thing started, we didn't have modern technology. Actually, we didn't have any technology. So our society was raised and grown and grounded in oral history. So I'm going to step backwards because there's always a beginning to anything. What happened in 1966 had a foundation. So I'm going to try to go back in history to update Biafrans, especially the young generation. I'll go back to towards the end of 18th century, when Biafra was Biafra, existing as an independent, well-organized, functioning society. Before those people came, I call them bandits from the Atlantic. They came through Calabar. That seaport in Calabar that is non-functioning now was a functional seaport. They came through there. Are we talking today? we are talking about our heroes and our heroines. Who are those people? Those are Biafrans that refuse to be reduced to nothing. Those are Biafrans that refuse to give up who they are. They refuse to give up their human rights given to them by God the Almighty, Chukwu Okike Abiam. So when they came to change us, the Arrow fighters put up a resistance. Those are our first heroes. After they defeated them, not because they were stronger, but because they had more sophisticated weapons. Our great-grandfathers regrouped to the Ekumeku warriors. Those people were also our heroes. We can't forget them. Because of the weapon, it's difficult for you to defeat somebody with a machete when you just have a stick. The same thing when you have a gun, you become superior fighter towards your opponent who has just a stick. So that's why they were able to defeat our people. Then come to the almighty 1914, when they begin to find things that they need. They teamed up with other bandits from the Sahara, from the Sahel. That's what I call them. So move forward, 1929, when they imposed their tax on our mothers, as if imposing their tax on our fathers wasn't good enough. Men, they were just trying to whatever is in their head. But our mothers said, no, you tax our husbands, now you come back to us. No. They went out to protest against the taxation. They killed most of them. Those are our heroines. They didn't have any gun. They weren't carrying any knife, only the pistol. And they were singing and chanting. The village they reached, more women joined. By the time they know it, it becomes something frightening. They never see women stand up for their right. Those are our heroines. Move forward when they found coal in Enugu. Poor working condition. Our fathers, our uncles, our brothers, they protested. What did they get in return? They were killed because they refused to give up their God-given human rights. Those are our heroes. Think it ended? No. They are getting used to the killing. So move forward to 1966. You guys have heard about the Aburi Accord, and I'm happy that the copy of the Aburi Accord is being circulated so that the young people can read for themselves. What did our people get? Loading the heads, human heads of Biafrans. Only crime was being a Biafran. So this Igbo problem has been there. We have been a threat to those people. And it's not going to stop. That was pogrom. That wasn't good enough. Here comes 1967. They fired the first shot. Our eternal leader said, oh no, not in my backyard. He fired back. After all, what is war? You slap me, I slap you. That's a fight. So the war started, Now they forgot who started the war. They forgot who fired the first shot. They're always blaming Igbos. Any problem has to be settled with Igbo blood. So that lasted. We've watched it thanks to technology that captured it. So I am going to say this to my fellow Biafran citizens. Like I said, he did his part. I am doing my part. And I urge every Biafran to please do your part. Our parents, our grandparents refuse to give up who they are. We are not going to give up. I will not give up. Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Very nice piece. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, RPM.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. We acknowledge the arrival and the presence of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile in the Zoom. This is the man that Nigeria are going crazy of. This is the man that has set fire on their small hut where they have been killing everybody on a daily basis. And they say they want to get him down in Washington, D.C. But they are not yet done suffering the heat that he has given them from Washington, D.C. Welcome to this very event, Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the hero of our own time, continuing the landmark and the footprint of our heroes past. We appreciate your services. All right, back to our program. And for those that are joining us now, we are live and direct on Voice of Biafra Television. This is BRGIE Biafra Heroes Memorial Day. And the last speaker have just given us a synopsis of who we were before the bandit and the terrorists came. And at this point, I will be calling on Honorable Okay. I don't know if you are close to your system. Honorable Okay, are you close to your system? All right, Honorable Okay.
Yes, yes, I am.
You can go ahead with your small piece with the next 5 minutes of what you can tell us about your advice to the Biafran people and the effectiveness of BRGIE today. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart, Honorable Minister. And our dear Prime Minister, good evening. Biafrans, I will say, use this simple acronym, comrades. That's what we all are. I greet every one of you today, great Biafrans, honorable ministers and members of the cabinet, in de facto government in homeland, and great Biafrans to home and abroad. I say once again, it's a happy day. You're all welcome. Yes, I will make it brief as the Honorable Minister directs and as the Spirit also directs. We all know what today is. Yes, it's about sorrow and it's also about rejoicing. To rejoice. First, I would not like to go so deep into highlighting because we all know the story, we all know the history, we know where we are coming from, and we know what has led to this epicentric history that we are observing today.
My humble advice to Biafrans is, as our people said, if you don't know where the rain starts to beat you, you will not know where it will end. Highlighting further on this is this issue of genocide, massacring of our people. It did not start today. It did not start yesterday. It did not start day before yesterday, neither did it start last year. It started the very day this enclave was brought together by our only known oppressors and antagonists. The Nigeria, which never was, and the British that made it due to their economic gains and nothing else. Not of what will benefit or how it will benefit us, the Biafrans. Knowing this, like I said, it did not start yesterday, neither did it start the day before. Ever since this plight of ours started, we've had men and women that have been fighting for us. Men and women who have ever, always stood, arose to say, no, we disagree with this. Unfortunately, their voices were not strong enough to stop us being in today's predicament. But they spoke. They rose up. They stood firm. Part of their efforts is why we are alive today. And because of their doggedness, because of their resilience, we say, thank you. We remember. So let me then go straight into this issue. Well, it's just like the spirit led the Honorable Minister to give me this part to play. Actually, it's only unfortunate because I prepared something in this line before, but unfortunately I could not upload it today because of one problem or the other, but maybe tomorrow and sometime ago we'll still get the whole lot of it. It is like I said, men have stood for us, men have risen for us, men fought for us. But then at the end of every tunnel, at the end of every dark tunnel, there is always light. That light that transcends to hope. At the end of every tunnel, Honorable Bravo, I don't know if you had that, what I sent you yesterday. Please, can you just flash it on the screen, just on the background? I don't know if it's possible to just get the message clearer. So, at the end of every tunnel is light. Gallant men and women rose in defense of us for our existence, that we may live. Because of their effort and doggedness, we remember we are all alive today. That doesn't mean that the fight ends where they started, nor had it ended And because that fight has not ended, because their efforts has not yielded, because the life they shared, the blood they shared for us have not been reaped the way they anticipated, the way they wanted it to be. Because of it, we are still standing today. Because of their efforts, because of their sacrifice, we are alive today. That's why for their efforts, for their sacrifice, and for everything they did for us to be alive today, we remember and we say thank you. There's something in life that I want to share with every one of us, Biafran. Whether you are listening as a friend, whether you are listening as a Biafran, whether you are listening as a dedicated Biafran or not dedicated Biafran, or just a standby Biafran, or whether you are listening as a friend. In this life, no man is ever born and he rose to stardom. You must, one way or the other, one time in your life, need help, helping hand. Biafrans, we are not hated because we are who we are. We are hated. We are where we are today because we are all born Biafrans. We are all destined to be born where we were all born. That is why, if we are encountering difficulties in life, if we have passed through thorns and scourges in our lives, it is because we are Biafrans. Do we have to give in? Do we have to continue crying? Do we have to give up? Do we have to surrender because we've been beaten so hard? Because we've encountered so much stumbling blocks? Because we have seen hardships in our path, on the ways? No. We must not give up. We must continue to fight, to make sure that that fight which our ancestors, that fight which those who have risen up to defend us that we may live, we must continue standing and fighting until it is realized.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
So, yes, please, the summary, the last summary. And why I said we need help is today, there is the government that has taken up every arsenal to make sure that we win this struggle and get us to that promised land. The Biafra Republic government in exile. This is a government. Former leaders, when they started, has not been able to go this far and be where we are today. But today, God has given us the government that will take us to that promised land. Whatever thing we do, we owe this government the utmost support and everything in us to make sure that they accomplish this goal that our ancestors and gallant men and women started. If we don't do that, that means we have failed them. We have failed those who have given, who have shed their blood for us to live. We must do everything possible to make sure that we support this government, not an individual, not an organization that is maybe not recognized world over. We know that government is the only mouthpiece that can speak to every other government in the world today. That is why we must all come out and encourage this government to continue doing what they are doing today. If we don't do it, it is telling those that have shed their blood for us that we don't appreciate, because supporting this government is the only way that we are going to restore and liberate Biafrans. Thank you once again, because the time is too short, but maybe we'll find time next time to continue. We remember all those that shared their blood for us. We also appreciate their dedication and resoluteness. I will end this with just a little appreciation, and that is to say that yes, heroes die that others may live. O God, grant our fallen heroes everlasting rest, for they fought your battle that we may live. To our veterans, shower them with abundant blessings, joy, and goodwill, for they are our living heroes. May their efforts and resoluteness never be in vain. Thank you, Biafrans. Support this government. That is the only way out.
Thank you so much, Honorable Oke. I appreciate your services for Biafra and the Biafran government. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. As I will call up Honorable Betty, I will then advise Honorable Emily to get ready. After Honorable Betty, you will take the stage. Okay, Honorable Betty, over to you. Let us know the real enemies of the Biafran people. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Am I coming out?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. I greet every Biafran, men and women, lovers of freedom. I thank all of you for giving me this opportunity today, which is 30th of May, 2026, when we remember our heroes, both the past and the present heroes. We pray to God Almighty that their souls will continue to rest in peace, and that God will give those who are still fighting on the ability to fight as one, and remember that we are fighting a just cause for freedom. Biafrans, based on what we are doing today, I just have to remind us that Nigeria Islamic jihadism remains Biafra's common enemy. I know that many people, like the children born after the war, Nigeria war against Biafrans in 1967 to 70, some of them have no knowledge or idea of what happened then. But however it is, we will always remind them. During the Nigeria-Biafra war, other Nigerians were not saying anything or doing anything. They just kept quiet. And they called us all sorts of names. They called us separatists. They called us terrorists. And based on everything that happened during the war, they removed history from schools so that children will not have ample knowledge of what happened, why their people are being killed, and while the war is never ending. Now, my people, I have to start with Usman Dan Fodio, who migrated to that part of the world in West Africa, Sokoto to be precise, in 1804. He was an Islamic cleric, and he has followers fighting with him on jihadism. And my English dictionary here says that jihadism is a violent political ideology. Its practitioners seek to establish states governed exclusively by their strict interpretation of Islamic law, Sharia. This has been ongoing, my people. During that very war, other Nigerians never appreciated Biafrans, which they call Southeast. And Biafrans are these people who are very tolerant. We are very liberal. We welcome foreigners, we welcome visitors. Based on our religion, we do not discriminate against anyone. We don't fight religious wars. When these marauders came, we accommodated them. During the time of amalgamation, or before the amalgamation, we were Biafrans. But all this were removed from school so that our children will never know their origin. So we were all referred to as Nigerians. And the amalgamation took place and we continued going. After the death of Usman Dan Fodio, his children, Ahmadu Bello, Tafawa Balewa, and the rest, they continued fighting the jihad war. Because they could not penetrate Biafra land, they saw us as challenging, and they continued. During that 1966 that everybody was talking about was barely 6 years after Nigeria regained their independence from the British. And they started the jihad war. When Colonel Nwobosi was talking, he made mention of the reason why coup was taken to stop the jihadist war. Other Nigerians never knew that Biafrans were suffering because we are predominantly Christians. It is only in Biafra land that you will come and you will see everybody as Christians. We don't have Islamic groups. We don't. But these will never get to the history so that our children will know of it. So what am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say, in effect, is Nigeria is Islamic jihadist, remains Biafra's common enemy, simply because we are not giving up to their radical Islamic extremism. But only God knows that we Biafrans, what happened in 1967 to 1970, we will not allow that to repeat itself by being resilient, being focused. Today we have government in exile. And by the special grace of God, we have our Prime Minister, Mazi Nkere, His Excellency, his cabinet ministers who are very resilient. We have Minister of Information and Communication that leads other media groups. During the war, it was only Okoko and them. And we have nobody to speak for us. And they lied against us, that we are separatists, that we want to leave Nigeria. Nigeria being an estate, Nigeria being a country that has expired in 2014, but they are still forcing us. If the oil that is deposited in the southeast is in either the southwest or in the north, they will not let us come close. But Biafrans, what are we going to do? We have gone so far and we can never go back. All we have to do is to come together and know that what we are going through is nothing but Islamic extremists trying to bring us on religion. So Biafrans, let us work as one people with one mind. Remain focused. I know it's difficult because the stage we are now involves a lot of funding. No matter how little, always endeavor to chip in and make your own donation and support your government. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. As we go on, we are not going to surrender. Biafra is our land, is our right. Thank you so much. And my greetings, special greetings to our Prime Minister. You are doing so well. It's not every time that we will be coming to thank you or greet you for what you are doing. Just know it that you are now the father. No matter what your children do to you, you beat them with the right hand and you bring them back with the left hand. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Betty. I appreciate you and your services for Biafra and the Biafran government in Israel is super. Honorable Emilike, please. Pardon me of your time. The de facto government, because of their network issues and time differences. So, Minister of Interior and Minister of State and Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staff of the Biafra Defense Forces. We want you on the mic. Any of you that is available should indicate and come to the mic, please. Minister of State, Minister of Interior, and Chairman Joint Chiefs of Staffs of the Biafra Defense Forces. Okay. Minister, Joint Chief of Staffs of the Biafra Defense Forces, over to you, Minister. Success. You can unmute yourself, sir. You have 5 minutes. Go ahead.
All right, fellow Biafrans. I greet all of you from my location. His Excellency Honorable Nkere. Good evening, and good evening, fellow cabinet members of the Biafran Republic Government in Exile, and our indefatigable administrators of the de facto government in Homeland, and to the frontliners, the Biafran Defense Forces. I greet all of you. To fellow Biafrans, I bring a fraternal greetings to you on this historic day of our Heroes' Day celebration. It is with an unbounded deep pleasure that I salute this very august gathering. Today, we stand united in solemn remembrance and a profound gratitude as we honor the memories of our fallen heroes. Those brave sons and daughters whose courage, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment for the cause of justice, liberty, and self-determination continue to inspire our collective resolve. Heroes Day is not just a mere date on our calendar. It is a sacred moment of reflection. It is a day when we pause to remember those who gave their lives so that the dream of our freedom, dignity, and the preservation of our identity may never perish. Their sacrifices remain the foundation upon which our hopes as Biafrans are built. And their memory serves as a guiding light for the present and future generations to come. As chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff, I stand before you today with a deep sense of responsibility and reverence. I pay tribute to the gallant men and women ideal of patriotism. honor, and the devotion. Their heroism reminds us that no struggle for truth and justice is ever in vain. Our commitment to the principle for which they stood, united, resilience, discipline, and an unshakable belief in the righteousness of our cause. Because at every point in time, we call ourselves Umu Chineke, the very image of God. The greatest tribute we can offer is not mere words of remembrance, but steadfast actions that uphold the values that they defended. (1966). How we have been humiliated, our mothers were humiliated. The genocide of 1945 animals, they are killing people. To our people at home and all of you in diaspora, let this day strengthen our bonds of brotherhood. Let there be no partition of the name Biafra. Biafra stood as one, and it means come and join. We are not despising anyone. We're not chasing anyone out of the government. But if you value the sacrifices of those who went before you, then you don't have to jettison in this very struggle. Whose name are not remembered, and those whose images were not captured, that work for Biafra. You that is here, make sure you build on the principle of the foundation at which Biafran struggle was led. Fear and discouragement. Instead, embrace courage, wisdom, and determination as we continue to pursue peace, justice, and equity. To all families of our departed heroes, both present and the past, your sacrifices are immeasurable, and your strength remain an inspiration to us all. The memory of your loved ones shall forever remain etched in the hearts of our nation. As we commemorate this Heroes' Day, in defense of truth, let us draw strength from the resilience of our forebearers and then move forward with faith, discipline, and hope. May their sacrifices never be forgotten, and may their legacy continue to inspire our march towards justice and fulfillment. Long live the spirit of our departed heroes. Long live our people, the Republic of Biafra. Long live the enduring hope for a better tomorrow. And God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Minister of State, Minister of Interior, Minister of State. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Good evening. Hand of fellowship to the government in exile and the federal government in homeland. Good evening, my PM, Nkere, with executive. Today is who died at Gwacha. Today we honor those who died at the Ebonyi State and also different areas in Biafra land. We honor them because they are the one that made a foundation for us, and that foundation that we stand today. And we are working hard to make sure that the fire they put in our hands will not quench. The devil are trying their best by kidnapping our brothers and sisters. Some of them are in prisons today because of this journey. But we must continue. We'll make sure that the hope they place in us will not be in vain. We must continue keeping the sacrifice that they have made because of the struggle not to be in vain. This is a great day to us. And we know that to remember that thousands have died because of this struggle. To remember some have died or leave their job, or some, their parents have lost their life because of this. Sure that the death of our people will not be in vain. I must assure that Biafra de facto governments will try their best to make sure that I want to thank everyone who honored today, from Owerri State to Iweraha State to Amambala State. We thank you for your videos and the rest of them that you did for burning the candle. Who remember the souls that have died because of this struggle, we need to buckle more. Some of them died during the time that people are using this struggle to play. But I must ensure us that these times the government have been organized well. The death of our people will not be vain as long as we are concerned. Let us come together and achieve this dream. God bless all of us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Do we have a COA in the house? COA, are you there? When you're available, you let us know. Thank you so much. All right. And the microphone will come back to our speakers on the top show that were on top of the list. Honorable Emilike, it's your turn. Welcome to this very event. And Biafran people are glad to have you on the mic because we want to know why our heroes declared Biafra and the reasons why we must forge ahead to complete that mandate. Welcome on board.
Thank you, Minister Akbarawa, and thank you to the media team. I also salute my Prime Minister, His Excellency, Honorable Nkere. Sir, you have been magnificently, following the events that have been developing lately, and I'm sure that you would continue to follow it in the best way you know. And we are glad, we are happy that you are doing this. I greet Biafrans. Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on your time zone. And why our heroes declared Biafra, I'm going to make it brief. Our heroes declared Biafra because we were facing an existential threat. In other words, we are people marked to be deleted, to be wiped off the face of the earth. And how do you define these people? Because every people have a way of life, their tradition, their culture, their language. And without these traits, it's going to be very difficult to call a people, because that's what makes people all over the world. They have their individual languages, they have their way of life, their culture. And these things were threatened. Also, they wanted to protect our land. That's why they declared Biafra. I will not go into some of the incidences that happened to prove that our people were threatened. They already been addressed. But I'm just going to touch on them briefly. From 1945, according to our chairman of our defense forces, to 1966, those massacres, they were so abhorrible that you don't have to be told that you are not wanted. And it continued on to 1970. And so these things just touched on our heroes, and they decided, we cannot allow our people to be destroyed in the manner that they are being destroyed. And also, we have to protect our land. And that is why Biafrans living in the north and the west were encouraged to come back home. And they did. Very few didn't, though. And do we have a responsibility to complete this declaration that they did in 1967? Yes, we do. We must complete the declaration and the recognition and the restoration. We must complete the process. You see, the threat is still there. It hasn't gone away. The threat is there because all the promises that were made after 1970, like the 3 R's, none of those were, respected. And if you wonder why, I would just say look back and see, are there any seaports in Biafra land? Are there any international airways or international airlines or whatever in Biafra land? Are there any federal presence in Biafra land in terms of major projects? The only area where you find the federal government is when it comes to exploiting our resources. That is where you see them. And even in the process of that, we have no share whatsoever from those resources. We are excluded from something that comes from our land. It doesn't stop there. Now they make rules and policies that take over our land as grazing routes or routes. They destroy our farms. They claim they own the land. As a matter of fact, that is the claim, that the land belongs to them. And so, are we going to sit aside while this happens? No, I don't think so. Only a fool can be told by a foreigner that the foreigner has their best interest at heart. Now, I know some of our people have been confused, deceived, but I like to remind everyone that's hearing my voice, love yourself first. Tradition, you love your way of life, you love your land, because that is what made you who you are. So it's very simple. If you've been listening to people who think it's all boils down to money, money is also a type of culture. In fact, it's a culture. And so if you can reason that money is more important than our ancestors who have protected this portion of Africa for us for thousands of years, then you do not deserve to be one of us. So I ask you again, so come on board, join us. For the future Biafrans, this is the only territory to have to call theirs. that the world may respect us and respect our lives, we have something to show the world. We are gifted people. So join us on this Heroes Day celebration to reassess everything that you are doing. And for those who are fighting us, go back, sit down, reassess everything, and realize that there are many of us who will not let go. I thank you for listening to my voice. I yield my mic here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Emelike. Thank you for your sacrifices, your energy, your resources, and your life for Biafra and your money. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. We have many of the direct survivors of the Biafra genocidal war, and we would like one of them to give us direct experience of the sinister. And while that person is coming up, that will be Honorable Neoma. We call on Honorable Noye and Honorable Nenaya, Honorable Eunice to get ready, and Honorable Meshe to get ready. Thank you so much. Honorable Neoma, the floor is yours. What happened to the babies, women, and children to whom you were one of them?
Hello, everyone. Am I coming out?
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Okay. Greetings from here. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, my PM, His Excellency Nkere, Honorable Minister of Information. Greetings. Thank you for this opportunity. Sorry for that. Thank you for this opportunity. God bless you all. Greetings. Let me just go forward without wasting much time. Thank you for the opportunity. That war was a very brutal one. Very, very brutal. Of which, by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama pụrụ ime ihe niile, I'm one of the survivors. Yeah. And thank you, Minister of Information, for that video you showed again about my age mate. Before I go to that, many of you have watched those children that were crying of hunger. They were starved. You know, the most terrible thing you can do in this life is to starve an innocent child, a child that needed to eat, a child, you deprive him or her, his or her infancy, and he will cry brutally and die. I'm one of those 5 million children starved. Thanks to my beloved parents, my mama and my papa, Oto Akaisha Akpoha. That is how we call them, my beloved mother and father. They did everything they could. I'm the 6th child, and I was born in that blessed day of 1967, just few weeks, and the war. You can't just imagine, a brutal war. And the Biafrans were targeted for extermination, total extermination. I did not know anything, but I'm telling everyone what my parents told me, because I was few weeks, less than a month, to cut it short. They planned to exterminate the whole Biafrans.
But more than 5 million died. You can see them crying with their ribs counted, and the world is using those my age mates to do publicity, even to get some money for their own pockets. But forget about that. It's very, very painful. It pierces my heart that after God Almighty made it possible for me to be alive among those children died of hunger, died of kwashoko. Even till now, our people is being killed. Our people, the remaining Biafrans, are still targeted for extermination. That is why we are here and we said no. We did not do anything. Those children died, did not do anything. And many Biafrans that died innocently, they did not do anything. That is why we are remembering them today. All of them that lost their life, including those children. I am 59 almost. Imagine our people has been suffering for this brutal. We are born, we are children of God. God designed us for a goal. God designed us to the how can I put it? We are great children. We are great people of Chukwokika Abiyama Promiheni. Almighty God created us. Why should we be targeted for extermination? Because we are children of God, because we believe in God Almighty, God Chukwokika Abiyama Promiheni, because our people love their culture, love their food, love their heritage, because we are blessed. And we are talented because God Almighty endowed a lot of minerals in our own region. Will that be the reason for extermination of children of Elohim? Please, please, I want to cut everything short because I don't have long time. That brutal experience. I cannot, everything my mother and my daddy told me from childhood, and from that 67, they carried us and we run from one place to another. I cannot repeat how the bomb nearly cut off my head, and I survived by miracle. How I survived, I don't know. Only that Almighty God, want me to be alive today. That is why we cannot stop. To cut it short, Biafra war, you cannot explain it in 5 minutes. You cannot explain that brutal war in 10 minutes, not even in 1 hour. I urge everyone to back up the Biafra government in exile, headed by His Excellency Ogechukwu Nkere, and watch VOB, and you will hear the stories there. Thank you, everyone that have spoken so far. You people have spoken very well. But we must continue. We must continue because Biafra war is a reality. It happened. I am one of the people that's supposed not to be existing. But Almighty God said I have to be alive here, living in Europe to continue. If you want to appease our ancestors, they are all slaughtered. Slaughtered unjustly. So when I'm praying, I'm saying they will not rest in peace. So even this morning, I prayed and invoked a lot of all their spirit to reincarnate. They have to reincarnate and back up the Brgie, back up our PM, back up Biafra government in Azai, back up the homeland forces, all our resistance forces, back up the Biafra Liberation Army. We are the one to bring peace. When Biafra is fully recognized internationally, they will be at peace. Once, I'm not talking of, you know it all, you know them. They sacrifice their life. Therefore, I urge everyone to come together. We have to continue doing what we can. Donating, supporting Brgie, donating, financial effort, financial support for Biafra recognition, every political engagement we are doing in the Capitol Hill. Everybody need to back it up so that Biafra will be recognized, and our ancestors, all these fallen heroes, my age mates, 5 million children slaughtered, 5 million children suffered of hunger. Every place of, we thank the Irish missionaries, but that wasn't enough. The world need to recognize the brutality of Biafra war. It was not a made-up story. There are survivors of this brutal war. The world need to say sorry to Biafrans and recognize Biafra urgently, so that myself as a mother will be at peace.
Thank you.
And I will be happy because we achieved Biafra in our time. Thank you all for this opportunity. All hail Biafra. We must continue, please.
Thank you so much.
We must continue. That will make our heroes to be happy, and they will be at peace.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
God bless us.
Neoma, thank you so much. We appreciate your sacrifice for Biafra, and your speech today is awakening the veins in us that were kind of sleeping. Honorable Meshia, are you there, Honorable Meshia? Honorable Noya, are you there? Honorable Nenaya, are you there? Honorable Jenny Onyama, are you there? There? Honorable Eunice, are you there? Okay, Honorable Noya, over to you. Biafra Memorial Heroes Day, and Biafran people will want to know what is happening today, if there has been any difference compared to what had happened before. Thank you for having you on this station.
Use this opportunity to thank our past leaders, our heroes and our heroines for their sacrifices. Today, as we remember one of the most devastating tragedies in the African history, the Biafra conflict, and the suffering of millions of Biafrans during the Biafran War between 1967 to 1970. I would like to let the world know today that as we speak, hundreds of Biafrans are being killed. Homes are burned down along with the occupants, all in their sleep, by the Islamic extremists. And Biafrans are also are faced with displacement, hunger, and death on an enormous scale. And so as we remember those who have died we have to also recognize the value of Biafran life and understand the consequences of hatred. To keep their children alive every day. And also the children who never had the chance to grow up and to grow up and be who God created them to be. Asked is, why haven't anybody been apprehended? In denial, even though things, I mean, it's obvious that the Nigerian military are killing Biafrans every blessed day. And this it did not start today. This has been ongoing for decades. So fact remains that we are not going to just sit back and keep watching what's going on in Biafra land. We have to fight. We must get our freedom. So Biafrans, let me close by saying that we must commit ourselves to protecting Biafran lives. And we must also defend freedom of religion. I thank all of you for being here. And Biafra we must get. We don't have any other choice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Honorable Noyen, for your speech. I appreciate your sacrifices for Biafra. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Honorable Nenaya, over to you. You can pick the mic. You can unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister of Information. Thank you. Great Biafrans, greetings from my end here from Italy. There is no need to tell you people how happy I am this evening to be in your midst and the opportunity given to me as well. Today is a memorable day, that is 30th of May, the day we remember our hero and heroines, and why we must not ignore, why we Biafra must not ignore today to remember them. We remember them today because of the sacrifice they showed us, and that become the foundation of our history and source of our strength. Today we remember the fallen heroes and heroines whose dreams were cut short. We remember the tears of murder, the strength of survival, and the spirit of a people who refuse to lose their identity, even in the face of unimaginable sufferings. To many survivors, the scar of war did not end on the battlefield. They lingered in the economic hardship that follows, like the abandoned properties and the 20-pound saga, which we will never forget. For many of us, are presenting our Prime Minister, Mazi Nkere, our Information Minister, Mazi Sonia Barawa, and all the good cabinet members that are fighting assiduously to promote our cause. For that, I am asking all the good Biafrans to rise up and fight to defend our land for our freedom. And to those who are sabotaging what we are doing, should please desist. They should stop. And I'm asking Biafrans, please donate to fund our freedom. Because we've seen so many lives has been lost, so many sacrifices has been made. And we are still looking forward that God will grant our quest. So I am saying, may the spirit of our departed heroes and heroines continue to rest in peace in God's bosom. All hail Biafra, and God bless Biafra and Biafrans. Thank you, my people. Thank you.
All hail Biafra. Thank you so much, Honorable Nenaya. Thank you so much for your sacrifices. I appreciate it. All right. We've been able to know why we must not forget this day, why we must not ignore this day, and we must continue. Thank you so much. Honorable Meshe, over to you, sir. What we need to make Biafra a reality.
Oh, wow. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, you can maneuver your device.
Okay. All right, good.
Honorable Eunice, please get ready. Honorable Eunice, get ready.
Am I able to turn my camera on?
Yes, you have your device. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, yes. All right, thank you very much. I greet the house. I thank everyone. And I thank our PM, our information minister, our COS, all the cabinet members. And I'm just gonna make it quick because I know we're running out of time. So let me just begin by saying that General Philip Effiong was right. It's like he knew that a day like this would come when he said that if you don't treat their parents right, the children will rise up again. And we are those children that he talked about. And we have risen up and we will never come back down. We must remain focused, resilient until this Biafra is accomplished. Yes, we have to do what is right. There's no going back again. We have crossed the Rubicon. So I urge each and every one of you, do not become weary. Yes, do not become weary. For if we continue to fight and don't give up, if we faint not, we shall reap. Yes, and Paul said that. So Biafrans, please let us work hard. We cannot go back again. I want to encourage our brothers and sisters that are at home, the ones that's in the homeland. I know that it is difficult, but think of what you can do to help Biafra. Yes, think of what you can do to help Biafra. If you are not able to support financially, think of other ways that you can do, or other things that you can do to help Biafra. You can, spread the information about VOB. Because the Bible says that we shall know the truth, and the truth shall set us free. So spread the information, do the best that you can. Don't think of what Biafra will do for you, but what you can do for Biafra. President Kennedy said that. So it is time to double our efforts and do what is right. So, and for our brothers in diaspora. I don't really know. I guess I can use, the Bible verse, like I can use Esther and Mordecai's story to talk to our brothers and sisters in diaspora. I know we always make references to the Bible. We cannot help it. We are God's people, and we're not going to apologize about that. Yes, we always make references to the Bible. Esther was became a queen, a Jewish girl who became a queen in modern day Iran. Yes, Persia. And the people of Israel, their lives were in danger. They were facing persecution. And her uncle Mordecai came to her and said, maybe the reason why you came to royalty was for such a time as this. But, she kept dragging her feet and not wanting to help. And Mordecai told her that even if you don't help, salvation will come through another method. And I want to use that to speak to our people in diaspora, because some of them think that, oh, I came to the diaspora because, God likes me more than the people that he left in contraption. No, you are wrong. God has no favor. There's a reason why you are here. Maybe the reason why you came to the diaspora is to help to restore this holy land of God called Biafra. But you have ignored this call of God, this purpose of God, and you are pursuing vain things. I urge you to make a U-turn and do what is right and do the right thing. So, because just like Mordecai told Esther, you find yourself in the diaspora and you have abandoned the call of God and you're not doing anything, you're just waiting. All you do is create chaos. You have gone into a fault-finding mission. All you're doing is waiting to find faults, to complain about everything. Even if you don't help, Biafra will still come. Whether with you or without you, Biafra will still come. But woe to you. Woe to you. If all these things happen when Biafra comes and you did not partake in this effort to restore this holy land of Biafra, you should go and weep for yourself. That's all I can tell you. You should go and weep for yourself. You don't understand. I mean, so many things are going to happen when Biafra comes. People will die.
Hello?
Yes, some people are wondering, what happened? I heard that Chukwuma is dead. What happened? What killed him? Oh, his blood pressure was high. No. There was nothing wrong with his blood pressure. The land of Biafra killed him because he didn't do what he's supposed to do. He made all that money in Germany, in America, in Spain. And he let other people do the work. Now he returned to reap where he did not sow. Believe me, a lot of things are going to happen. So it is time for you to make a U-turn. Support your government. Colonel Obosi said that, and our information minister carefully enumerated all this in one of his broadcasts. Support the government of God. Yes. And when he said it, he didn't even know that there will be a government. He didn't even know that there will be a government. He said, support the government of God. And that government is Biafra. So it's time to double our efforts, contribute the best way that you can. Go to Biafra Republic government.org. If you don't know how to spell government, go to Google or AI. It's just write government. It will explain to you. It will show you how to write government and make your donations. We also have other means you can support this government. You can go to GoFundMe. You can also give us a loan and you get back to your loan 100% interest. So please, this is the time to do what is right. I know that we have been complaining when during Onyendu's time, we kept saying nobody is hearing us. United Nations is not hearing us. International Criminal Court, nobody is hearing us. But now everybody is talking about Biafra. Everybody is talking about Christians, persecution in Nigeria. So why are you dragging your feet? It's time to help, do the right thing. Do not make other money and sit on it and wait for other people to pay for it. Then you come back to enjoy the land of Biafra. It's not going to happen like that. And I want to thank all of you. I want to thank all the cabinet members, our PM, our information minister, all the people that have been working hard. Our information minister, thank you so much. I don't know how you do it. You know, keeping DOB on 24 hours. My brother, thank you so much. May God bless you and bless your family. Thank you so much, great Biafrans. They will.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Honorable Michelle, I appreciate you. You all make it rock. It is a teamwork, and if you all are not there, we can have the success that we record today. And thank you all for standing very strong and giving strength to our Prime Minister. The load has not been easy. With all of you, it gives him the courage and the strength that he has, people that understands what he is fighting for. I appreciate you all. Honorable Eunice, are you there? Honorable Kello, Honorable Chima, are you there? If you're there, please raise your hand so that you can take a turn on the talk show. Honorable Eunice, over to you. It's your turn. We want to know what we will be needing more at this time if we must get Biafra. Welcome to the station.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Heroes Memorial Day. Can I have my video on, please?
Yes, you have your device. You can start your video.
How do I remove this
Yes,
background?
so we can see you very well. You are everywhere on the screen.
Okay, you can see me. All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and I want to thank you for honoring this occasion. I don't want to go ahead to repeat what others have said. I just want to maintain every protocol, and yeah, thank you everyone for honoring this day. I want to start by saluting our heroes, both dead and living, and we honor their memories, and then we are here, just like Senator Bruce said, that the history of Biafra was removed from our schools. And he asked, why did you remove the bite of Biafra from the map? You know, for the fear that this generation of Biafrans would stand again, they removed our history. They did not want us to come back again. But little did they know that they were wrong anyways. Here we are, standing, fighting to achieve that which our heroes past fought so hard to achieve. Unfortunately, they couldn't. I want to thank our eternal leader, Odumegwu Ojukwu, His Excellency. He fought so hard, even with his resources and the resources of his dear parent, and Biafra never emerged. It was short-lived. And when he was asked by the reporter, he said, if I'm given the opportunity to do this again, I will do it over and over again. I have no regrets. That was what he said. So if Ojukwu could say such at that point in time, what about us? I am made to understand that I have 5 minutes to speak. Unlike me, I don't speak for 5 minutes, but I will try to honor the wish of my minister and keep it to 5 minutes. Please time me so I don't go astray. Yeah, I penned down just a few things so that I will not have my words mixed up. Um, we have gathered here today to honor our heroes who fought for our freedom. We remember the lives lost. People like Ikoso, Waka Waka. I saw their pictures on our poster. The young men and women who were thrown in Ezu River. The Obi Igbo massacre. Men and women who died on Onitsha Bridge. We remember them today. And their fight will never be in vain. So today it's about memory, reflection, and telling our story so that the next generation will understand the price of freedom and the value of peace. Because freedom brings peace. May we honor their memories by working together for a future, a Biafra where rights and dignity will be respected. 1967 to 1970 will never be forgotten. We will never forget. Today I'll be talking about funding our freedom. A lot of people, have come up to say, why are you people asking for money? Is it about the money? Money every time you're asking for money. Sometimes when our minister Betty will be on her program, hosting her program, you see people commenting, why are you, it's all about money. Why are you all about money? What are you using the money for? What are you using the money for? There is no freedom if you don't fund it. There is no recognition if you don't fund it. And there is no restoration of your freedom if you don't fund it. So it's all about the money. We listened to the video played by our minister, or our Minister of Information, where General Nwobosi, Ogene Obosi, as when he called himself, he said, when they were fighting, that there were few of them with arms, but they still continued to fight. You understand? He said there is no restoration of freedom without funding. He was 27. He gave everything. Even in his 80s, when he was granted that interview, he said the proceeds from his books, the sale of his books, will be channeled towards the freedom of Biafra. That is to tell you that you cannot achieve anything without funding. As it stands today, Ukraine is still sourcing for funds, both military and ammunition. However, they're sourcing for funds. So you cannot come and tell us that, oh, you're asking too much, you're asking for too much, or you don't need this money. What are you using it for? We need your fund. Ojukwu gave all he had and still did not achieve Biafra. He fought with his money. You can imagine if he did give everything financially. What about now that the world has gone nuclear? We cannot allow marauders from Sahel to take over our land, and that is the reason we have to fund. We cannot allow people who are not circumcised to take over our land. The other time I was watching a video, they were, displaying their ammunitions, AK-47. In fact, I was wondering, what have we gotten ourselves into? If they could wield such grade of ammunition, then you know that we have a long way to go financially. We have to fund our freedom. The Biafran Defense Forces cannot do anything if we don't fund them. We need that money to help get them greater ammunitions than the ones these marauders have come with to kill our people and to displace us. I want to mention our website. For those who don't know, you're listening to me. Maybe this is the first time you're coming across our channel. You're listening through YouTube or Twitter, X. Please visit our website. It is www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. When you go on Google, type that, click on it, and it will bring you to a very beautiful page where you will see different flags, beautiful flags displayed with a picture of our honorable men and women who went to the Capitol Hill on a briefing to talk about Biafra. If you click on that site and you are not seeing these pictures, please run away from that site. It is the wrong site. But once you see these two pictures, the flags with a podium and a picture of our honorable men and women of Biafra Republic Government in Exile, that is the right website. When you click on it, you go on your right side, you will see two bars, a sandwich, like a sandwich bar. Click on that, and it will take you down to our donation platform. When you click on that, you will see home engagements, BRGIE engagements, where you can read the news, our achievements. You see IOU. You can donate, giving us your IOU, and you will get a beautiful certificate for that. That will go a long way towards achieving our recognition. Then you come down a little bit further, you will see a black highlighted donate sign. Click on donate, and it will take you to the different segments of donation. Oh my God, I forgot my flag. Pardon me. I have my Biafran flag here. So when you click on that, you will see as low as $5, my dear people. $5, as low as that, up to $500. Don't tell me you cannot achieve $5 in a week, please. Those of you who are used to drinking coffee, you can sacrifice your cup of coffee. Those of you who are used to buying beers, bottles of beers every day, you can sacrifice $5. You can sacrifice your ejemma. That is how we call it, our ejemma. Even as low as 1,000 AJ. We have our COA solutions in the homeland who is ready to take your donations. My people, Ukraine is still sourcing for fund. Is even South Korea sourced for fund? So who are we not to source for your fund? Please, please. And one more thing, if you make a pledge and you do not redeem your pledge, it is as useless as making a pledge. Please try as much as possible when you make your pledge to redeem it. And there is blessing in redeeming your pledge. I know it's not easy, it's not easy, but this is a task that must be done. It is a task that must be done. General Wobosi went ahead to donate 10% of proceeds from his the sale of his book. And he said there's no recognition without funding. There is none. So please pardon me. There's this group of persons that gathered themselves a few days ago, and they were talking about how they have redeclared their nation. They are now a sovereign nation. They invited a white man to their platform, and they were trying to instigate, hate on this man. And this particular man, after these people must have, tried by all means to inflict hate on him, tried to speak against the people who are doing the right thing. He told them, he said, there is no redeclaration if you don't have your recognition. Your redeclaration is as useless as whatever. Yes, you have gone ahead. Oh, we have declared our nation. We redeclared on 29th of November 2024. Oh, we have our nation. We are a sovereign nation. What's a sovereign nation? How are you a sovereign nation? Where have you occupied as Biafran?
Thank you.
So, my people, we have to buckle up. In rounding up, I want to thank our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere, who has been doing a tremendous job. And this is the man who took a leap of faith when our former Prime Minister was captured. And he did the needful. And what is the needful? He continued from where our former Prime Minister stopped. And what is it? After redeclaration, you need your restoration. Your recognition, then your restoration. These are the 3 R's: redeclaration, recognition, restoration. This is exactly what Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere and the Biafra Republic government in exile is doing. You can't beat that. All the briefings in Capitol Hill, the lobbying, it is a step. They are steps towards our recognition. And you cannot do without recognition. The man who was invited by those people, disgruntled elements, he told them, he said, you need to get 1 or 2 countries to recognize you. This is what BRGI is doing. And your funds will go a long way towards achieving that, my people. Thank you for listening to me. And for those of you who are asking, oh, what is Ogechukwu Nkere carrying bags up and down to Capitol Hill to do? When is this recognition coming? When are we getting this recognition? My dear, Ojukwu was asked by the reporter, why is Ireland taking too long to recognize you? And he said, we cannot force these people. Governments, they take their time to watch, to see how they can step in. So Ogechukwu Nkere is going, and he is pursuing, and he's been tenacious, and he is being unwavering in his efforts, and we must support him.
Thank you.
And he will continue to carry that bag until our recognition is achieved. Thank you very much. I have a lot to say, but I yield my mic here. God bless you. Please don't forget www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org.
Thank you so much. Please, as we are continuing the program with the talk show, visit the website of the Biafran government in exile and make your donations, because we are soon going into the fundraising, and we will be off the air when we switch over to fundraising. So, COA, we called you up before on your slot on the program. It's like you're available now. So go ahead. After you the PM will take the stage because of the way time is going. So, COA, over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Communication. Thank you, My Excellency, or should I say, His Excellency, Honorable Nkere, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Thank you all officials of our government, both in exile and the homeland. Thank you, Biafra, those who may be listening right now, for the opportunity to join my voice in making this day memorable. Today is a great day indeed, the day that we remember our heroes and heroines, both past and present. We may even also remember the future, because when after Biafra is restored, we also have heroes and heroines who will be playing roles to preserve the freedom. For the heroes past, we appreciate them, we remember them for their efforts towards our freedom. For the heroes present, we appreciate them, we remember them. And when I say heroes present, of course, it is you and I, all of us who are sticking out our neck, all of us who are coming out of our shells, making every effort to ensure that we have this freedom. We remember all of us for the effort we have made, for the efforts we are still making, and for the efforts we are yet to make. We remember everyone. Living without freedom is like a fish living without water, or a light existing without brightness. We must continue to make every contribution to ensure that we have our freedom. That is when our destiny is protected. Without freedom, our destiny is caged in the hands of the oppressors. So we must be free. In the video we watched while in this program, our eternal leader, General Odumegwu Ojukwu, a question was put to him by the journalist, whether he has any regrets about his role in the Biafra cause, this same Biafra cause. The answer that our leader, eternal leader, gave serves as strength, serves as new energy, serves as vision, serves as everything, clarity that we need to go all the way to restore this freedom. The answer is that if he gets or has 1,000 chance again, he will do what he did before. Today, he is no longer alive to have that chance, but we are alive. So we are proud to stand out for our freedom. I encourage every Biafran, wherever or whatever capacity you are serving, and if you are not making any effort already, I encourage you to join those who are making effort to see that we fulfill this dream. All of us together will love it in the end, because we will be free. That is when all Biafrans and friends of Biafrans will really understand what freedom is all about. These our people who are being cowardly by press what we are doing. They love this freedom too. In Biafra will be a better place to come and play politics, to come and be free. Thank you so much. I will be very brief and not extensive today due to my current location. It is not encouraging for a lengthy speech. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much from the Homeland Interior and the State of Biafra. We salute all of you for your good works. And without much ado, and considering the time constraint that we have, we will invite at this point the Prime Minister, the shockwave that Nigeria is being in their panties, the Honorable Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, to address Biafrans on this very memorable event. Honorable Prime Minister, you're welcome to the station.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. And I believe we have our guests here as well. We have Elias. Please, we all know who Elias is, and he's very important to us. So for him being here today, we really appreciate him to come and also commemorate and celebrate and remember our heroes that have fought hard and paved the way for us to still be fighting the fight that they believe in and also die for. So we'll keep their dream alive, and while we the living continue to fight. We call him Mazi Elias from Washington and Madison, our lobby, of which we Biafrans are familiar with. I call him my friend. We call him our friend, our brother, because he's doing the bidding, the work of Biafran people. Elias, please, you are welcome. If you're here, can you take the mic too? Please, thank you very much.
Thank you, Prime Minister. It's an honor to be here. I just want to stop by briefly to pay my respects to you and the Biafra Public Government in Exile, all the ministers and supporters and the Biafran people overall, to pay my respects on this very eventful day of May 30th to commemorate the sacrifices of the Biafran people in the past and the lives lost. But to also note that today is a day of not just a historical remembrance, but also looking towards the future. And I'm very proud of the work that the Biafra Public Government in Exile has done under your leadership and that of the Brgie cabinet. It is going to new heights. I must say, the progress that we have made, Prime Minister, is actually much faster than I even would have anticipated, or many other people would have anticipated. What I could say to the Biafran people is, we're showing some of what we're doing publicly, which are in our public meetings, to carry along the Biafran people, but there are also a lot of private and highly sensitive initiatives that are ongoing with both the U.S. governments as well as other governments. The U.S. government's not the only country that the Biafra government has relations with. The Biafra government also has relations with some other U.S. allied governments, which will not be named for the time being. But what I just want to indicate to Biafrans is the way either U.S. government or other governments work with groups like Brgie or similar groups is that the relationship is and the partnership is usually done in a much more secretive way than is a relationship with an official government. And the reason I want to clarify this is because sometimes our enthusiastic supporters put out tweets saying, "Oh, when's the U.S. going to get involved? When is the U.S. going to support the Biafran forces?" The way that U.S. and other governments work with groups like the Biafrans is they won't put out a statement saying, "Oh, we're doing this." These things are done in a very secretive manner. Over time, they may become more public. So we won't say specifically what is going on, but I can assure you that the Biafra Public Government in Exile is working at the highest levels of the U.S. government, and there are a number of initiatives being taken which are now public information. So we could put it in that way. And, we already see the reaction of the Nigerian government. It was, leaked to the public that the Nigerian government is now going completely gaga. And they're so desperate and crazy now that they're trying to go after the prime minister and maybe even myself on U.S. soil. But I can assure you that the Nigerian government will fail very woefully. I don't care if they write 1,000 petitions to the U.S. government. This is, it's just not going to work out for them. And under no circumstance, I can assure you that anything will be agreed to by the U.S. government in terms of requests by the government of Nigeria. This is not a situation at all like Finland or the UK or Kenya, and that's why our relationship with the U.S. government is important, because if you have a close partnership with these host governments, they could also take the necessary actions to protect those with whom they're working with. So, I'm very proud of what we're doing. What I would say is the Biafran should not even think about in terms of, is Biafra going to come? It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, and it's also a question of how ready are the Biafrans. Right. So, how fast the U.S. international community can move also is dependent on how fast the Biafrans are ready to move. So I think, the support is there for us to achieve what we want to achieve, the external support. I think what's needed also is for the Biafrans to take things to the next level, to move past all the nonsense in the past in terms of, the dramas, the chaoses, people running around, trying to create these small groups, all that nonsense. They need to move past all that and get very serious and prepare for establishing a new country. So, the support is there. Brgie has very good relationships, but the Biafrans themselves also have to demonstrate that they are ready for independence as well. So it's a question. Things are moving now towards getting Biafra ready for independence, and all of you have a very important role to play to make sure that we achieve what we need to achieve in a timely manner. I'm grateful for the support that all of you have given to the government, and also in serving in the government or supporting the government. So I'm very happy with what we're achieving. And again, you could tell who's serious, and Brigie's really the only player, because the Nigerian government is going after us. They're not going after all these random people. The Nigerian government is coming after us. So, both the U.S. government knows and the Nigerian government knows who's serious and who's in charge, and who's actually, pushing the envelope forward. So I think now's the time to get serious. All of you have a role to play in terms of all the confused people who are running around, the people who don't know their left foot from the right foot, putting them all to one side, parking them somewhere else so we could go and achieve what we need to achieve. So I think that the best thing that could happen now is we have a very solid group now in Brgie and the current people who are involved. And I think now there's a very solid foundation. And I think what I'm hoping is over time, as things develop, there's going to be more of a consolidation as well. So I'm very proud of everything that all of you have done. What you need to do is to continue support Brgie and know that there is a straight path to achieving what we want to achieve. So something that perhaps was more of an aspiration perhaps a couple of years ago, I think now is a reality. It's something that is very achievable. And I think it should be very encouraged. And people have admitted this to me as well. People here in Washington have told me, hey, a couple of years ago, if you mentioned Biafra, I wouldn't have taken it seriously. But now this is something that is very much a possibility, and it seems like we're moving towards. So, Biafrans are impatient. If Biafrans want things to happen, more quickly, and Eunice, had our wonderful Eunice and mentioned that some of our Biafran friends are impatient. It's not all on the U.S. or other governments. It's also on the Biafrans, because if the Biafrans themselves are, messing themselves up with drama and nonsense, again, the U.S. government or the international community can only move as fast as the Biafrans themselves can move. So it's important on the impetus on the Biafrans to make sure that they themselves are organized. There isn't any of this distractions and nonsense. The U.S. government, international community can do a lot to help. They can do a tremendous amount to make sure the Biafrans are successful, but the Biafrans themselves also have to make sure that everything's moving well on their part, and then we can move quickly to achieve the goal. And the Prime Minister will address you now, and I know he's going to bring some even more positive news, I think, demonstrating the maturity of the movement and how things are developing. So I just want to say I'm proud of all of you, what you're achieving. The Prime Minister is working hard. We, talk every day, sometimes at midnight or 1 a.m. about urgent matters. And I think we're all very fortunate, Mr. Prime Minister,